Today we talk about the one winter glove to buy. Hello legends and super legends, welcome to Veloharmony. In today's review, we're going to be talking about if you had to buy one glove for winter cycling, this is it. The Assos Ultraz. Basically, I already wore it. They call it their climate code 3 out of 3. They call it the Ultraz winter gloves from Assos. They make many different winter gloves and so forth, but this is their warmest. And why am I so impressed? I'm impressed, first of all, with the form and the function. And that's, I've experienced all kinds of gloves, Sportful, Rafa, deep winter gloves and so forth. This glove sits at the top of the hill. This is the glove you want. On the ride, when I took the glove out, it was about, say, 5 Celsius, 34, 35 degrees Fahrenheit. It got up to 63 to 65 Fahrenheit, about 16 to 18 Celsius. That entire range, I was comfortable. I don't know how they did it, but it works. Not just for comfort. It seemed like there was a layer of air within the gloves, keeping the warmth on your hands to where you didn't overheat. To wear gloves for that kind of a range, I haven't been able to do that. By the time it hits about 15 Celsius or so, I pull these heavy gloves off, the other gloves. I will pull them off and ride bare hands. Those of you who have been on the channel, you've noticed the last few group rides, I'll be riding bare hands, say 3 or 4 hours into the ride. We get to like 65, 66 Fahrenheit, 18, 19 Celsius, almost 20 Celsius, I take it off. These gloves, I could wear well close to 20 Celsius, which is about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know how to do it, but they work. But besides that range and the handling, there are other things about them that just make them just step apart from everything else I've experienced. For example, the first thing I liked was this cuff. That's like a neoprene cuff. And look at those tabs. It has a tab when you're putting it on to help you get it on. Then it has a tab to help you get it over your sleeves. And that's why I'm still wearing this as I do the video, just to show you. So to talk about these tabs, for example, when you're putting on gloves, you've probably experienced it. Once you get around here, the widest part of your hand, it kind of tightens. So what Assos did is they put this tab here. It's very robust, not fragile at all, for you to help work the glove on your hand. So right now I'm using that tab. As I pull on this, I'm working my finger in. That keeps the glove nice and tight on you. So then now my fingers are in and the glove is on my hand. Besides just getting it on there, what I notice is the glove actively gets in between these areas here. You don't have to do this. It just gets there and it stays there. Okay. Now, when you're trying to get your sleeve in that, I specifically wore these today. These kind of pull up because they're not as stretchable as the Rafa thermal jerseys and so forth. So these are perfect for the example I'm going to show. If you have jerseys that may ride up, this cuff is extra long so that you can just lift it. It's like neoprene. It slips over your sleeve. Then on this side, you've got that little tab I showed you. There's a small tab like this that you use. You can just lift. It's extremely useful, especially when you already have a gloved hand and you want to put on the second glove. You have something to grab onto. So when you're putting on the second glove, you know how it is. You already got this glove on and you're trying to get this one on. And look at where they put that. That's just the natural place that you want to pull. And right there, the glove is on my hand just by pulling this robust tab. Then you have something that you can grab with your gloved hand to lift and get over your sleeve if you need to. That was the first thing I noticed. Now, during the ride, I could feel the bars as if to say I were not wearing deep winter gloves. I don't know how they did it. There is not a lot of material in the way. And look at the palms. I'm hoping the camera can reproduce it. Let me come closer. There are these little ridges in the glove, like right here on the fingertips, inside here, and then here. They seem to just stick to the bars. I mean, you really have good control, and you can feel the bars. Whatever you grab, you feel in your hand. So the dexterity is still there. I was really blown away. The other thing that really stands out is where they lit up the pinky. I call it lit up because that reflector that you see there, that little reflective material, is brighter than most. It's brighter than these on this jersey. We were riding and Paul spotted that, because you know how when you're on the hoods, your finger, so like this, let me turn my back to the camera. When you're on the hoods, that's what people see. You're on the brake hoods like that. Look at that. It is placed right where the drivers will see as you're on the brake hoods like this. Just, it is perfectly placed for what we're doing here. So I was so blown away, I came back and decided to look up stuff because I was just trying this. They give you like 30 days, you can return them and so forth. And I was just trying it and I was so blown away. So I came back to do a little bit of a read up on it to see, first of all, what kind of material they have in there where I'm riding and I feel air moving around my finger and the back of my hand without any kind of entrance from here. There's something with whatever material they used in here uses air to keep you warm somehow. I don't know how they're doing it, but it has to do with that material. And then the material kind of goes away like downfill pillows. You know, you lay on the pillow, it wraps around you and is out of the way. That's kind of what it felt like. I could really feel the bars. So they are the best pair of winter gloves I've ever used, period. And they're just perfect for cycling. You feel everything, you can shift, no worries. I could get my food out. I was taking out tools out of the bag to fiddle with cleats. I had no need or desire to pull the gloves off to do all of that. And I kept them on well up to about 16, 17 Celsius, about 64, 65 degrees Fahrenheit. I did not need to take them off. As I'm sitting in here in this room right now, my hands are very warm. When you put them on, you feel warm. When you're out there moving along on the bike, somehow these gloves are using the air to keep your hands from overheating, but keeping your hand comfortable and cool well into the upper temperatures, as well as when it's very cold. I don't know how they're doing it, but they have a winner here. These things kept me comfortable, no discomfort. I mean, I forgot I was wearing deep winter gloves. That's how good they are. I was just really blown away. Both Paul and I were blown away. So I came back and I looked up some stuff. And as I'm doing this, I will run some of the film. If I haven't already put it there, not sure where, I'll have to decide where I do it in post-production. But we filmed on the road to just kind of show how the gloves would look. I had not planned to do a review, but I wanted to share this for those of you who may be looking for a pair of gloves. These are the Ultraz winter gloves. Assos makes all kinds. They have a liner, which I will try in the future, because it's always nice to have a liner where, spring and fall, where it's not that warm. But these just seem to cover such a wide range that I was just blown away. I want to read you what I found on the Assos site about the material of the gloves. So what they talk about their gloves, they say, extreme insulated protection for extreme weather. The Ultraz gloves is the ultimate platform for weatherproof cycling when time off the bike isn't an option. So this surface here resists water. It feels almost like a military kind of fabric out here. On the inside, they've got suede. So of course, this is not waterproof. Obviously, you're not going to be riding like this in the rain. So we know that. But whatever material they use is really great. The other thing that I failed to mention was this nose wipe that's on the index finger. Very easy to use, and it covers almost the entire length of the finger. It's on there. It's like a suede thing. It's just nice. It feels good when you wipe your nose with it. So they really did a good job with that. The glove just, the quality just oozes through in here. So now, the composition, they've got something called palm falls, cuff falls. I don't know what kind of material. It's almost like they came up with their own proprietary material, where it says 85% PA, whatever that is, 15% EA palm falls, then 100% PA cuff falls, 100% PA lining falls, then 100% PL. That's the composition. I was just curious to find out what it is, whether it would be something I would recognize. I don't recognize any of that. They give a 2-year warranty on anything you buy from them. And then I wanted to find out more about the product, where they say the finer details, featured fabrics. That's what I was interested in. They claim on their site, Air Block is a more robust soft shell than that used in their standard winter gloves. They do have another pair of winter gloves with the standard. The Ultraz is warmer. In their standard winter glove, increasing insulation while maintaining breathability. So that air block technology is what they're talking about here. And wind and waterproof protection. They call it air block, but I felt air in there, almost like the air was being used to insulate with whatever fabric is in there. You could feel breathability happening as you were riding. And I have other gloves, like the one made by Sportful, that it just gets hot real as soon as the temperature starts going up, then you have to pull them off. They work really well when it's very cold. These guys seem to adjust as the temperature seems to be more dynamic. It just blew me away. It's like, wow. So that's why I came to read this. Then it says the construction of the fit, which is another thing that blew me away. They have a contoured fit, and I'll see how it said here, insulated winter weight gloves will never fit like summer gloves, but our anatomic cut reduces bunching and bulk while still accommodating sub-layers, the layers that are in there, because these gloves obviously are layered very well. Extended cuff prevents gaps between glove and sleeve. I already showed you the extended cuff. What I found was the longer I wore the gloves, the more anatomically they formed around my hands. And this is a large that fits 8.6 to 9 inches, about 23 millimeters. Standard sizing, nothing special about their sizing, nothing weird about it or unusual. And so then it said twin deck. It's called it the engineering. Twin deck, double layered to compound protective qualities with an insulating, moisture managing inner layer protected by a weatherproof soft shell. So this shell supposedly is weatherproof, and then they have an inner layer which manages moisture. It's an insulating layer. I will get an opportunity at some point in the future to use it, when it drizzles or rains, But it's good to know that this one glove does so much. What got me so excited was, besides the visibility that we tried to film, and by now you've probably seen some of the clips on the side here, this thing lights up. Your finger hanging like that, motorists can see. I mean, it is just, Paul was behind me and the sun hit it and he got so excited.
I want to make sure. Now, I can see it, but I don't know.
Just film what you see. Just get me in the picture.
Okay.
Just make sure you get the shot. That's all. Get the hand.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, right there.
Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
This one? There's a lot of light there.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So Paul was behind me and the sun hit it and he got so excited we had to stop and make the clips that you see on there. Because at first I was not going to review these. I just got them to try. But if you're looking for a pair of gloves that will work for you from freezing and up, if it goes below 0, I mean, we don't get it that often here, but I think that would probably be okay. You may have to maybe wear it with a liner, but I would recommend using the Assos liner, which is something I will source in the future to make sure I have that in-house, because somehow Their liner, I read up about it, is very thin, very lightweight, but very effective and very warm. So the Assos Ultraz, if you're looking for one pair of gloves to wear when it's cold, give this a try. This will probably not work minus 22 and those just crazy freezing temperatures that are out there. You may need to put something else on top of it, maybe some mittens or something. But what I like about these is the way they fit. They're going to work really well here because we have a claw, the lobster claw gloves that we can put over them when you're in torrential rain and it's cold. And because of how these are form-fitting on the hand, they will work with other things that you could combine them with. But just for the kind of riding we do, we usually ride anywhere from, say, -2 Celsius to 20 Celsius or 25 Celsius. These things will be great. Probably around 21 Celsius or so, I will take these off and put them in my pocket. But I got up to like 18 Celsius today and they were comfortable. So I know that they work really well. I just liked the way they felt. You forgot you were wearing heavy duty gloves. So make sure you give these a try, the Assos Ultraz. I will put some links down here to see when I'm going to look for some good prices for them and put them, but I didn't find any sales or anything. They're basically selling for a normal price. They sell out pretty quickly because even last year when I was investigating them, they were already gone. So Assos Ultraz, I believe, the last pair of winter gloves you're going to need. Let nothing stop you from getting your cave.